St. Lucie, Florida is not just a tourist and retirement mecca. It is also home to some of the most beautiful and unusual cars in the country. This week, Mike is back in the Sunshine State with 4 beautiful examples of what's in the garage. It's time for a journey around America in search of the hidden gems, rare finds, and unbelievable collections in the garages of the country's auto enthusiasts. Each week, Mike Phillips will lead us through the amazing, fascinating, and entertaining backstories that make up What's in the Garage, presented by Autogeek.net. This week, Mike is in beautiful Port St. Lucie, Florida.
Welcome to another edition of Autogeek's What's in the Garage. We're out here in the jungles of southern Florida to find a car called Frankenstein. Now, we don't know what this car is, but we're sure curious to find out. Well, this will be interesting. A car called Frankenstein. Anybody home? Hi. Well, here's Frankenstein. Incredible. My name is Mike Phillips with Autogeek's What's in the Garage.
Hi, Mike. I'm Debbra Frank.
Well, tell you what, why don't you pull this out so we can take a look at it? Well, it sounds like a monster.
It is.
Are you the monster's builder?
I am.
Hey, can you tell us a little bit about your car here?
Well, originally started off as a 68 MGB. It's got a built 350 in it, bored 30 over.
So it's a 350 small block Chevy.
It is.
It didn't come with that engine though, did it?
No, it did not.
I noticed it isn't quite fitting in there the way the original engine did.
No, it's up about 12 inches higher.
Oh, it looks good. You can see the whole thing there.
Yeah.
Now, was the car, what kind of condition was the car when you first brought it home?
It was a shell.
Just a shell? Just a bucket of bolts and...
Bucket of bolts.
What did you think when you pulled the car home?
Well, it was quite a surprise.
Yeah?
I wasn't sure what was going to transpire from that point.
Well, when we got an email that said, hey, there's a car here called Frankenstein, come check it out, we had no idea what to expect. This is incredible. Go ahead and tell me about some of the specifics, though.
Well, I had to cut out the hood, evidently, and the bug catcher is actually built out of the aluminum I cut out of the hood.
So the aluminum hood became the bug catcher, and you hand fabricated all this.
I did.
Oh, incredible.
Nothing goes to waste.
Sure. Environmentalist.
Environmentalist.
He saves everything.
Recycling a car.
How
How about this up here?
I built the gauge cluster.
Okay. So fabricated all this.
Yes, sir.
That's so you can keep an ai on all the vitals,
Yes.
statistics for the engine is running. Okay.
I've completely gutted the dashboard and the wiring.
What do we got down here for a shifter?
It's a B&M slap shifter.
I noticed you got a lot of toggle switches. How do you know what all these go to? I mean, there must be a dozen toggle switches.
They're all labeled. One turns on the main power. I've got fuel pump on there. I got my electric fan, headlights, wipers, a little bit of everything.
Looks like you got some racing bucket seats in here. Padded roll bar. You don't want to hit your head on that.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at the rest of the car. You got some side pipes down here?
Yep. Cherry bombs.
Well, it sounded good when you fired it up. It sounded like a monster.
Oh.
Frankenstein the monster. What's this back here?
Those are wheelie bars to keep the front end on the ground.
Oh, do you use those every time you take it out?
Pardon me?
You'd use those every time you take it out?
I do.
To keep that front end down, huh?
Yes, sir.
And what about the wing?
The spoiler I built out of aluminum.
Is it functional?
Haven't had it up quite that quick yet, but yeah it would be.
Well, it looks really good. Now, what, you got the stock rear end underneath there?
No, it came out of a Camaro.
Is that right? You got a Camaro rear end then. What kind of gears you running in there?
411s.
411s. Well, that's pretty low. Deb, did the whole thing go together in this garage?
Oh, no. See that garage, that carport, whatever, right there?
Yeah.
That's where we started 3 years ago.
Okay. So start over there, and then after it got assembled, it got the final home.
Well, there's another apartment connected here, so we moved from there to the bigger one here, which came with a garage.
Yeah. Have you always been a car girl?
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So it's kind of fun just to jump in there with Frank and then go out and drive it around?
Oh, yeah. Well, he's built a lot of cars in his lifetime.
Yeah. Is this just one of many?
Well, this is the only one for me. This is the first time he's made one for his wife. So.
Yeah, I see it right here. Deb's Toy.
That's true.
Now, do you ever drive it?
I do.
Yeah, do you like it?
I love it.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Fun to take it out and just put your foot into it?
Not too much, though.
Yeah. You ever get pulled over and get a ticket?
Nope.
Never?
Never.
Well, that means you're not driving it fast enough.
Seriously.
What about the fender flares back here? Do you fabricate all that up, too?
I did.
That looks good. And what size tires you got on there?
They're 15s.
Now, what was the original motor that came in here?
Just a little 4-popper.
What's in the Garage, presented by Autogeek.net, is being brought to you by Metrovac, pound for pound, the most powerful hand vac on the planet, available at Autogeek.net. And by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology. And by Pinnacle, science and nature in harmony, available at Autogeek.net. Coming up, Mike gets the inside scoop on this beautiful Plymouth.
The best looking cars on the road deserve only the best when it comes to car care. Pinnacle Natural Brilliance.
Pinnacle Sovereign Paste Wax is all natural. It uses ivory carnauba wax to create a sizzling shine.
Pinnacle literally has a product for every square inch of your car. For more information about the entire line of Pinnacle products and for some valuable tips and techniques, check out pinnaclewax.com or autogeek.net.
What do the following award-winning car designers and builders have in common? Chip Foose, Brian Fuller, Alan Johnson, Justin Padfield, Mark Stilo, Steve Strope, Denny Terzich, Troy Trepanier. They all depend on ARP fasteners. Leading car builders depend on ARP fasteners, and so should you. ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
Hi, my name is Mike Phillips with Autogeek's What's in the Garage. Are you Larry Shabetta?
I'm Larry Shabetta.
Hey, can we see what's in the garage?
Sure, I got something in there.
Let's check it out.
Sure enough.
Wow, look at this. You don't see these around very often. Can you tell me exactly what this is?
Well, it's a 1956 Plymouth Belvedere. I picked it up out in Missouri. It was pretty well buried in the mud at the time, but it ran. It was a good running car. But
Is this out in some farmer's field?
basically, yeah. Yeah, he had a big old barn out there with 3 or 4 cars in it, and he didn't want this one, so I picked it up.
He gave it to you?
I wish. No, we took it home and just immediately stripped everything off of it, and engine, trans, everything, put it on eBay and sold it overnight.
You're kidding
To
me.
some guy from Belgium, and he sent a truck over the next day. The guy picked up all the parts, paid me, and it was gone.
Did you recoup the money for what you paid for the car?
Almost.
Almost?
Almost,
That's a
yeah.
pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Then some guy in Belgium got 1956 Plymouth Belvedere running gear.
Yes, he does.
You know, the Tri-5 Chevys are real popular. You don't see this body style very, very often. It's really unique.
Yeah, yeah. The 55, 56, 57 Chevys are all over the place. But I worked for Chrysler for 14 years, and I just had to get a Mopar.
Yeah.
And I put this together actually to run those hot rod power tours with a mild 440 in it. And 2 years in a row, the people I were going with backed out on me. So I said, you know, I gave up on that.
You just couldn't get no one to go with you.
Yeah, the wife won't go, you know. But so I had 2 friends going, and they just two times in a row. I paid the registration fee and everything, and well, one was a medical reason, but 2 years in a row, I backed out. So then I just played with the motor a little bit and put some 391 gears in the back, and took it down to Moroso at the time. And the car ran a consistent 12.5 at 107, and I was very happy with that.
Wow, that's really fast for a fairly large body style like this.
The car weighs over 3,700 pounds with me in it. So I was very happy with it, but then I built a lot of motors for different guys, and I built a couple stroker motors for some guys, and those motors were so strong. And I fit, I'm the little guy now, so I had to put a stroker kit in here. It's no longer a 440. It's a 493 stroker from Mancini.
A 493 cubic inch engine.
Cubic inch engine, yeah.
Well, that'll lay some rubber down.
Yeah, it gets a little out on the street. It's totally out of control. You can't, unless you have the right tires on it. There's no sense even thinking about getting on it.
Yeah.
It just goes sideways at any time you want.
What do you got for transmission behind that engine?
The 727 torque flight transmission, 3-speed transmission, and now I put a 355 posi in the back.
So 355 gears.
Right now.
How fast you run last time you ran it?
I took it and I was able to make one pass with it, and it went 1188 on 113.
Wow.
So
that's still really fast.
It gets down quick.
Yeah.
That stroker motor is very strong. Yeah, but it's still a heavy car. It wasn't built for drag racing. I had air conditioning. I have power windows, power steering.
Sure, yeah, you got
I did all the goodies for the power tour, and next thing you know, I'm not.
You're just racing quarter mile. Anything else that's unique about the car?
Well, we were when Palm Beach International Raceway opened. The opening day, they asked me to run the inaugural flag start.
Oh, how special!
For the opening day down there, and they sent me up with another old car like this, and they had a flag starter there, and Don Garlitz was there to commemorate his first 200-mile-an-hour run up in Island Drags in New Jersey, where I was there that day.
Yeah.
And he saw the car and liked it, and after that one run we made, he came right over and he signed the dashboard of the car.
Stick around, truck fans. We have this awesome F-150 next.
Steel here from Manzurna Polishes. You know, the name Manzurna has been synonymous with quality, performance, and paint correction at the top German automotive companies for over 120 years. Manufacturers like BMW and Mercedes actually use Manzurna on the assembly line to create that flawless finish that the German automobiles are known for. And now you can get that same assembly line finish on your car in your garage. Manzurna Polishes are available at Autogeek.net and other authorized Manzurna dealers.
Since their creation, Americans have strived to make their cars their own. They've cut, chopped, slammed, hammered, welded, painted, and customized them. As Americans, we have the freedom to push the limits, the fortitude to change, to make good things great and great things better. For some, it's a hobby. For others, it's a passion. For Locar, it's an obsession.
Are you looking for weather stripping for your classic car or truck? Do you need replacement rubber parts for your street rod or restoration project? Steel Rubber Products supplies the highest quality restoration rubber parts for your classic, antique, or custom rod. From window and door weather stripping to a wide variety of roof rails, bumpers, and seals, Steel has the rubber parts you need for your restoration project. With great fit and authentic look, Steel Rubber Products has the rubber parts to help restore the car of your dreams. To find the parts you need, log on to steelrubber.com today or call Steel at 800-650-4482 for a free catalog.
Waiting on back orders again? Your neighbor isn't. He ordered from NPD. National Parts Depot continues to be the nation's leading source for quality restoration parts and supplies for Ford Truck, Mustang, Camaro, Chevelle, and Firebird. With 4 strategically located superstores, you'll find everything you need shipped to your door within 1 to 3 business days. For your free catalog, visit NPD online or call toll-free. Don't let back orders stall your project. NPD takes the frustration out of restoration.
Can't wait to see what's inside this garage. Now, I already called Glen, told him on my way over, so let's just knock on the garage, see what's in the garage. Wow, something big and yellow. Hey, Glen, Mike Phillips with What's in the Garage.
Hi, Mike. How do you do?
Great. Hey, check this out. This is what they call a fat Fendered Ford, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, tell us about it.
Well, the first thing of interest is back in '99, the wife and I were down from Michigan, Grosseal, Michigan, on vacation into the Tampa-St. Pete area. Before we checked into the parents' place, I stopped to get gas and picked up an Auto Trader magazine. And that evening, as we're chit-chatting, I'm browsing through the magazine and came upon the truck. And told myself this would be something of interest to take a look at. Well, the next morning, we went to a flea market 20 miles away up in Palm Harbor. And on the way back, flipping through the neighborhoods, hoping to look at houses, hoping to live in Florida someday, and turn the corner and boom, there the truck is. Needless to say, 4 days later, it was on its way back up to Michigan.
That's the problem with Auto Trader.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was hooked.
Yeah.
So, but as to the truck itself, it's a 1954. Fat Fender Ford, as everybody would call it. The motor is a 350 Chevy, modified by her brother, Mike. The first thing I did is I put hydraulics to the front end after, of course, remodifying the front
So
end.
that's a tilt front end?
Yes.
Okay.
Convertible hydraulics.
Sure.
Okay. Refabricated the short front fenders. Handmade the back fenders, the stainless inside the bed. Frenched in the tail lights, shaved all the chrome.
The door handles are gone.
Removed the door handles, yes. The mirrors.
It's all smoothed out. Has a real nice look to it.
Well, thank you. Of course, it's got air conditioning. It's an automatic. A lot of interior modifications.
You did all these yourself?
Yes. Yeah. Everything's less paint in the interior.
What's the actual paint color for this?
Well, the actual paint color is a 2001 Millennium Yellow, which is a Corvette.
It's a Corvette color.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very bright. Looks really good on this truck.
Yeah.
Really makes the body lines come out real nice. The big fat fenders, which is what these trucks are really famous for, is that big fat fender stance they have.
Yeah.
Of course, then you put the Chevy engine in, and a lot of Ford guys probably wouldn't like that, but you know, the dependability.
No, that's typical hot rod.
Yeah, typical hot rod. Yeah. Is this your daily driver?
No, it's not. It's a weekend toy.
Weekend toy.
Yeah.
Do you belong to any of the truck clubs around here?
Well, no, there actually are no truck clubs per se. I did belong to a Treasure Coast street rod club.
Do you take it to car shows?
Yes. In fact, tonight I'm going to one up in the mall.
Okay, yeah.
And we've got a few of them coming up in the next few weeks, so.
So it's a lot of fun?
Oh, it's a ball.
Does wife go with you?
Yeah, from time to time, yeah.
She likes the truck, but lets you do all the work?
Oh, yeah, you got that right.
What was the thing you did to the back fenders? You widened them?
Well, actually, those are fiberglass. I made a casting off the original.
Okay, so you made them yourselves, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. The original fenders are too narrow.
Yeah.
In other words, my tires protruded beyond the wheel, or beyond the sheet metal, let's say.
Sure.
And it had that slot car look, and I didn't care for that, so I made a mold of the other fenders, added on the additional 2 inches, let's say, this is what I added to it. And the front ones, those are a reproduction of the ones that were actually on there. And the method by which I reproduced those, I made a vat of concrete, took the original fender, stuck it into the concrete, waited for it to cure, of course, and then just laid my fiberglass in on it.
Pulled the fender out and then use that for your mold?
Correct.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Hell yeah. Well,
Take a lot of time?
Well, I've got about 6 years into this.
Do you still have the concrete molds?
No, no.
What if I want to build a truck? I have to do it all by myself?
Well, we can help you out.
What other modifications have you done?
Well, it's got air conditioning. It's a hot rod air. I fabricated the fittings. I had some difficult time getting the air to work in underneath the dashboard, so I had to make some fittings in order to get it to meet up to the louvers. The valance underneath the dash, that's handmade.
You hand fabricated all that?
Completely, yes.
Okay. Well, Glenn, thank you very much for sharing your truck with our audience.
Well, thank you, Mike.
And we're going to take a break, and then when we come back, I'll be off to another garage.
What's in the Garage, presented by Autogeek.net, is being brought to you by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology, and by Pinnacle, science and nature in harmony, available at Autogeek.net, and by Minzerna, the world's finest polishing materials, available at Autogeek.net. Al's Liner is the only professional-grade truck bed liner kit designed for the do-it-yourself user. Are you looking for a coating that allows you to control the texture, color, thickness, and even the hardness of the material? Al's gives you all this and more. Easily applied to metals, wood, concrete, fiberglass, or just about anything by spraying with our custom spray gun or brushing and rolling. Al's gives you the options, accessories, and additives you want at a fraction of the cost. We have the background and knowledge to make even the first-time applicator look like a pro. To get more information or to find a retailer near you, log on now to alsliner.com.
Since their creation, Americans have strived to make their cars their own. They've cut, chopped, slammed, hammered, welded, painted, and customized them. As Americans, we have the freedom to push the limits, the fortitude to change, to make good things great and great things better. For some, it's a hobby. For others, it's a passion. For Locar, it's an obsession.
What do the following award-winning car designers and builders have in common? Chip Foose, Brian Fuller, Alan Johnson, Justin Padfield, Mark Stilo, Steve Stroke, Denny Terzic, Troy Trepanier. They all depend on ARP fasteners. Leading car builders depend on ARP fasteners. and so should you. ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
How are you doing, Walt?
Hi, Mike. Good to see you.
Hey, nice to meet you. Man, I tell you, this just screams hot rod. Could you tell us a little bit about this?
Oh, okay. We have a blown 409, 1934 Chevy Coupe, three-window coupe, real steel. It's not a kit. And she's definitely a ground shaker.
Well, tell us about it.
Well, they had 348s and they had 409s back in the day. And 409s came out, they had all different kinds, but the 61 bubble top was the one to have with the 409 horse or 425 horse. This had the twin 4 barrels that they had. They chopped it and welded the blower intake on it because they didn't make one for it.
Oh.
So, you know, we got this car pretty well done, and then we just made it the way it is today.
I tell you what really looks nice is the skinny tires up front and these incredibly fat meats in the back. That just looks awesome.
Oh, yeah, those are real slicks. They just had to be grooved for street legal, so to speak. But she's a real deal. She was a drag car for around 70 years. From Los Angeles to Chicago. There's an original 34 tag back in the day. So this car, you know, has incredible history from Los Angeles to Chicago and Florida. It's a turbo 400 in there with a 3,000 stall speed, 10-bolt rear in it. She's light, real light car, so she gets it. Wheelie bars ain't on no more and everything.
Hey, so you got a low car shifter in here.
Oh yeah, low car all the way. I'd love to put a 12-cylinder Viper engine in it or something.
I don't know. I like the old school idea, the nostalgic 409. That is just awesome.
Well, a lot of this had to be chopped to get the motor and the drivetrain in because the cowl, I'd say, would be cut about a good 6-7 inches out through the years. We got the car and straightened it all out, put it the way we wanted it, and make it streetable and change things here and as you go. Everything was definitely changed from when we got the car. But usually I do a car ground up, but I wouldn't change anything that I did.
Now, is this the original frame?
Yeah, there's an original frame on the car, except for the 4-link in the rear was all welded on, and you know, the transmission mounts and everything. But the frame itself, yeah, that's the original frame on the car and the original body.
Now, was there a lot of rust you had to take care of? Or was it in pretty good shape when you got it?
No, it was in pretty good shape, you know, through the years. I mean, the floors were all gone. Put aluminum floor in the car, didn't keep it with steel for weight factors, and the roll cage that's in it's welded right through the back of the frame and everything. If you had to take the body off now, you'd have to chop the roll bar to get it off the frame because everything gets welded true and true, and this is the way they did it back in the day. You know, and we channeled the seats and moved the brake pedal around so a big guy like me could fit in there comfortably.
Sure. Have you ever raced this?
Not legally.
Well, have you ever been caught racing it then?
No, I haven't got caught, but I'll tell you what, I'm no stranger from racing cars from New York and here, but this is a quick little car. Like I said, it just doesn't stop as good as a brand new Camaro, you know.
Sure.
That's the next project we're going to work on it to make it stop just as good. We got disc brakes on it, but we got to do some kind of electrical powered disc brake because we're not going to take vacuum from the blower.
Sure.
You know, so but we're getting there little by little. That's about the only thing left I need to do with it, and you know, but she's fun. I drive it every other day and drive to car shows. It's not a trailer queen.
So you mean you drive this every single day?
Sure. Do you want to go for a ride? I'll take it out right now. I'm going to go to the car show as soon as we leave.
It's time for Show Car Garage. Tips on detailing your car to bring out the beauty that will make it show-worthy. Brought to you by Autogeek.net. We are Car Care.
Today, I'd like to introduce a very good friend of mine, David Stern from the Metro Vac Company. Welcome, David.
How you doing, Mike? Nice to see you.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Metro Vac Company?
Yes, we've been in business since 1939, 3 generations of Stern management, and manufacture everything right here in the USA.
Oh, that's very good to hear. Hey, I see you got 2 different models here. How many models do you make altogether?
For the automotive industry, probably about a dozen different models.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Good warranty?
We have a 1-year warranty. Anything that goes wrong within that 1 year, we replace or repair free of charge. But it is really not uncommon to have these vacs out in the field for 10, 20, 30 years.
Wow, that says a lot about the quality of the tool.
Yeah.
Now, I know we got 2 different models here. Can we talk a little bit about these 2? What's this first one?
This first one is the stainless steel Metropolitan 500. It weighs less than 3 pounds.
It's nothing.
No, it's very, very powerful, but very lightweight, 500 watts of power. And the suction is measured at about 55 inches to 60 inches of water lift. And here's the 4 horsepower vacuum blower. It's rated at 1,350 watts with a 95 inches of water lift. And I can give you a quick demonstration of the suction.
Yeah, help me to understand what that means.
I will. If you take the front of the unit off, we can turn it on. It's sticking up against that wall right there.
Wow, look at that. That vacuum really has some suction power. I'll tell you what, let's put it back together and let's see this tool in action.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people like to keep their cars clean on the outside, but they like to keep it just as clean on the inside.
This will do it really quickly. Again, very, very powerful, very, very lightweight, very durable.
Could be used inside the house?
Absolutely.
RVs, boats?
Totally.
Okay.
Inside, outside.
Let's see this in action. Okay. What I like about it is it's actually so light, it's easy to hold, you know? So I can bring the hose over here, I'm not going to scratch the paint. Wow, that really works great. Look how that dirt just comes right up. A great vacuum makes cleaning really easy. Well, that's it for this week's show. I'll see you again next week. We'll be checking out more cool cars and garages across America. Let's go, Walt.
Right on.